The same great team and service that you've always known, Ace Hardware Home Services, serving Hickory in the Catawba Valley area since 1990.
Welcome back into WHKY News. Time for our look at local sports. Today, we talk about the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and their first draft of the conference realignments for the 2025-2026 school year. Now, the realignment committee did its work with the following in mind. All schools wishing to be in a conference must be included. Number two, geography and average daily membership, ADM, disparities would be major considerations, and qualifying into the playoff would not be a factor. Establishing playoff qualifying criteria will be the job of the bylaw subcommittee based on conference structure. Now, before we delve into this, first some important notes. On January 7th, coming up next, 2 weeks from now, schools and conferences will have access to a form for submitting concerns, suggestions, and more. Those suggestions and or requests will be due to the North Carolina High School Athletic Association staff by January 13th, which will then be shared with the Realignment Committee. The Realignment Committee will consider all suggestions and release a second draft by mid-January. If necessary, in-person appeals will be scheduled for late January or early February. That date is still to be determined. Now, criteria for making an in-person appeal will be shared prior to that established date. So, here are the proposed, again, first draft conferences for the 16 North Carolina High School Athletic Association teams from the Hickory Metro. We start in the 1A, 2A, what's called Conference G right now. North Carolina School of Science and Math of Morganton will be a 1A school. They'll be lumped in with Carolina International, Jackson Day, Valor Prep, all 1As, and 2A schools Queens Grant and Sugar Creek. A 3A, 4A Conference F will include 3A schools drawn, Patton, West Caldwell, along with 4As, East Burke and High Brighton. They'll be joined by Chase, a 3A school along with East Rutherford, and 4A RS Central. In a 4A, 5A Conference E, Bandy's, Bunker Hill, Fred T. Ford, Maiden, all 4As along with Newton Conover will be in the same conference with Hickory, who will be a 5A. Joining this conference will be West Iredell as a 4A and East Lincoln and North Lincoln as 5A schools. And finally, in a 6A, 7A Conference H, as it's being called, Alexander Central, Freedom, South Caldwell, and St. Stephen's, all 6A schools will be along with Watauga and McDowell. Watauga is 6A school, and McDowell a 7A school. So that's what we have right now. First drafts of these conference realignments as we now go to 8 divisions of sports in North Carolina High School Athletic Association. You can find more when you visit our website, WHKY.com.
WHKY is a family-owned company that's been in this community for generations. WHKY is connected to our local community, and our listeners are too. Show your part of the WHKY family with the new WHKY merch. Visit WHKY.com and click on the Radio Retail Store tab. You can buy a WHKY mug, hat, and if you're a fan of local news, a Crime Report t-shirt. Remember, the Crime Report shirt is machine washable, so you can keep it clean and keep it legal. Buy WHKY merch today at WHKY.com.